Gemma, congratulations on extending your stay here at Liverpool. How easy a decision was it for you?
It was very easy. I think once I knew that the club wanted to extend, for me it was definitely a no-brainer, and I'm excited to what the future holds here.
What were the sort of bigger factors in sort of choosing this decision?
I think the club's obviously going through a bit of a transition process, but I think knowing that there's processes in place and the ambition is to obviously get back and competing for trophies. Already the second half of last season there was progression and the standards, and I think that's something that Liverpool is known for in terms of the winning mentality and being here, and it's something that I'm always striving to bring to the club.
And most people will know you from across your two spells here. How has it been sort of since you returned to Merseyside a couple of seasons ago?
Yeah, I mean, I've been welcomed back with open arms. I think the fans have been unbelievable, and obviously it's a different kind of stage in terms of where the team are. But I think both experiences, I absolutely love playing for the club, and I think obviously the league is getting harder and harder every year. Since coming back, it was our first season back in the WSL, and I think each year we've definitely maintained our position in the league. But I think for me now, it's about pushing on and how we can bridge that gap and really kind of pushing on. I think we've got fantastic facility here. We've got a lot of players that have got a lot of potential. We're a young squad, but I think it's an exciting time to be at the club, and you know, I want to be a part of that moving forwards.
And I know at the time when you re-signed, you spoke about not making the emotional decision, but the one for your career. And I suppose this is an indication that you did make the right one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was, especially being a Liverpool fan, it was very easy to be emotionally attached, which of course naturally I am. And I think I care so much about the club, and it's something that drives me every single day to be better. I think, again, obviously the players coming into the club, they see the significance of what playing for Liverpool means, and yeah, I mean, I love putting the badge on every day, and just trying to be the best I can be and bringing the best version to the team.
You touched on it a little bit already, but that progression sort of on and off the pitch, has that been key for you deciding to stay here?
Yeah, for sure. Look, I want to be winning things, and I want to be, you know, up at the top end of the table, and it's something that Liverpool, you should be expected to do as a club. And I think that drive and determination is still within me, and I think every kind of progression that's been made has definitely put us in the right position to do that. And obviously there's still a lot that's ongoing, but I think for me, I'm confident that the club's going in the right direction, and we've got a great set of fans that support us, and now it's up to players to hopefully go out and start moving on that upwards trajectory again.
A lot of the players speak about the sort of environment in the squad. Just give us a little insight into that. Everyone seems like they're best mates when you come around the training ground.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably one of the most together groups that I've been in. I think that's a real strength of the group. I think obviously as a team we've maybe had a lot thrown at us, but I think one thing that stayed solid throughout is the strength of the team, and that's always how we'll move forward. I think we've got such a strong group of not just players but people as well, and I think, you know, coming back in the pre-season, everyone's driving and pushing each other's because we care about each other and we want to have the best out of each other. So I think coming into an environment that you enjoy is really important, and I definitely think that we've got that here, and we've definitely got a good foundation to build on.
It's probably natural with the sort of the experience that you've had that people in the squad, the younger players especially, might look to you towards a bit of leadership. Is that a role you sort of enjoy?
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't say I think about it too much. I think it's something probably that I've naturally just done. Obviously, I've played in a few different teams and a different league, so I've had a lot of experiences, and if I can help pass on those experiences to make the team better, then, you know, I'm more than happy to do that. But at the same time, I'm also learning, you know, there's a lot of young players coming through, and I think we see every single year the standard of the league is improving, and I know that I can learn just as much from them as they can do from me.
And obviously the new campaign will soon be upon us, so what are your sort of own aims for the campaign ahead?
I think for me, again, we're going through the transition period, and it's about trying to find our feet as quickly as possible. Again, the league has progressed and every year seems to be getting harder. I think just finding that consistency within the team and making sure that we're, I think finding those performances on a consistent basis. We showed last year in glimpses that, we can compete with teams, but now the challenge is doing that on a consistent basis, and really just kind of progressing on what we've got on a good foundation.
And you talk about that foundation, so how is it sort of in your eyes, how does that building on that progress sort of look?
I think, there's a lot of games where we've come away and in parts we've done well, or we've not had maybe the complete 90-minute performance. And I think, again, we go back to the strength of the group. A lot of probably things have been talked about what we've lost, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that we've got good in the group. A lot of the players are buying into how we're going to move forward, and I think that can't be underestimated. And I think, again, together the strength that we know we have a good foundation, we've competed with teams, but now we want more. I think, again, being at Liverpool, you want to be winning, you want to be competing at the top end of the table, and I think the cup competitions as well. I think that's something that we can have a good go at this year.
And obviously, lastly, we can't not just mention that first game of the season, Everton at Anfield. That must be a really exciting prospect.
Yeah, I mean, when I heard it, I was super excited. Obviously, it's a fixture that probably most people look for first, and we didn't have to look too far this year, and it's at Anfield, and I think, yeah, of course, it's always a big game against Everton. I think a lot's spoken about. Obviously, we've not beaten them at Anfield, but I think for us, we're aware of that, but we wouldn't necessarily overthink of it. And we have to prepare as we would any other game. So for me, it's an opportunity to hit the ground running on that first game of the season.